Howdy y'all, it's Chad, the True Texan. Now, this time around, we're going to cover what it means to be a true Texan versus a Texan versus a native Texan. Now, some of that to me is a little obvious, some of it may not be, but for the most part, if you're a Texan, that just means you live in Texas. You could have been born here, you could have been born somewhere else. Either way, you now live in Texas. Just like if you're from somewhere else, they call you by whatever state you're in. So anybody can pretty much be a Texan. It's just a matter of where you live. Now, to be a native Texan, obviously you have to be born here. You can live somewhere else, but if you were born in Texas, to me, you'll always be a native Texan, regardless of where else you live. So you can obviously be a Texan but not a native Texan, or you can be a native Texan but not live in Texas. Then that brings us to the true Texan. When I say true Texan, to me, you were born here, you're pretty much raised here, and it's more of an attitude than anything. You were raised up, I should say. You were raised up saying sir and ma'am. You may or may not have necessarily been born on a farm, ranch. When most people think of Texans, true Texans, it's more what they think of, but you can be born in a city, I guess. But you have a love for outdoors. Texans love the outdoors, true Texans. It's just something about it, whether it's the sunrise or the sunset or anything in between, which is why a lot of us are farmers and ranchers. It's kind of what we started. We've developed, moved on, grown some of the biggest corporations like Texas Instruments, although I'm not even sure they're around anymore. But at one time, they were the Silicon Valley of the U.S., so to speak, where a lot of technology came out of. Obviously, we have the Space Center, Houston, NASA, all that. But back to being a true Texan, you don't get above your raising, meaning you're never better than anybody else. So you'll treat the janitor as well as you would treat your CEO of the company. You respected your parents. You didn't backtalk them. Of course, if you did, they made sure that you regretted that, which is another thing. True Texans is not going to let their kid just run wild, be crazy and stupid. They raise you with some common sense, and if they can't raise you with it, they'll beat it into you. Trust me. And I've got no problem saying that. I've done pretty good for me and most everybody I know. It's kind of an attitude to be a true Texan. You're polite. You'll help people out. Although that's getting harder and harder in this day and time, because when I was growing up, for example, if you're driving along in the side of the road, somebody was broke down, you pulled over and you helped him out. You gave him a ride. You let him, took him into town to use a phone, whatever. Nowadays, it's not like that. You can't pull over and just help anybody because there's some crazy people out there, which is sad. It's a lot of things that are sad nowadays. But also, to be a true Texan, you're proud of where you're from. You're proud of your family. Yeah, my family's a little on the redneck side, but who cares? They're, for the most part, used to be honest, hardworking. Again, some of the younger folks, not so much. But you're raised with some good cooking. You're nice and big, healthy, corn-fed, as they said. And it's an attitude of being helpful and common sense and hard working, not taking the easy way out. Everybody wants the easy way out nowadays. So think about that. I may do more of this later. Try to stay around 5 minutes on most of these. But to call yourself a true Texan is different than being a native Texan or just being a Texan. So I am a true Texan through and through. All right, thanks. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.